I feel like now I've got my confidence to go home and fix up my own van and do it.
I think there's a lot of women in our age group and up. I feel like they're finding this amazing sense of freedom and independence and joy doing this and the people that they meet up with. Hi, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I am here with Marina. She got this idea from Bob Wells. She's going to tell you the whole story. So Marina, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, Jonnie. I'm glad to share it with you. I just retired right before Christmas and went on a trip to visit my two daughters over Christmas and New Year's. Didn't have time to go home, let alone buy a vehicle. So I decided that doing just like Bob Wells showed us how to do and how to turn a van into a comfortable home, I decided I could do it. Only I decided I could do it even cheaper because I've been bargain hunting for a long time. I'm a nurse by profession, and last year I had broken my wrist, so I was with my son and brought his Honda Odyssey minivan out, and that showed me that a minivan's a little too small for me. But this year, I really wanted to come. So when I retired and I thought, gee, I wish I could come, then it occurred to me that I could do it by flying out here. So I did that, and I rented the van through U-Haul. I then got on Facebook Marketplace as I was taking the plane across our great nation, and I looked for things I needed. I was able to get a camping cot for $35 just a couple miles from where I picked up the van. I was able to pick up a rocking camp chair, much better than I even dreamed of getting, a couple miles down the road. And then I was able to stop by Goodwills and thrift stores and pick up most everything else. I got tired because I forgot about the time change. Spent the night at my first night at a truck stop, and then went and picked up the little buddy heater because it was scheduled to be down into the 20s at night, and I knew that I would need some heat. I also picked up a bucket for a toilet, and the one thing I did for my children's sake is they asked me to go ahead and get a regular toilet seat for the bucket, so I did. With all that in hand and a stop at Walmart to pick up a few extra things like some vinegar and some water, I loaded up the van and came out here to Quartzsite, where I have spent 14 days before going back home to fly back out to Florida and to buy my new van. I am really glad I did this because it showed me that I don't need this big a van. I can go with one of the smaller vans, like a Ram ProMaster City or a Ford Transit Connect or a Nissan NV200. And that's really good because they have better gas mileage. And since my goal is to travel through all the different national parks, that made that would make sense to go with the more economical way. So this van has done me so much good in not only showing me that I could do van life, but also that I can do it with less space than I have right now. It's just been neat to have the combination of community I've found in women who I've been camping with, the Butterfly Tribe, and the alone time by living alone in my own van. And I have really enjoyed that. It has been very wonderful learning that I can survive in the varying desert temperatures with just the things that I found at Goodwills and thrift stores. I have a quilt or bedspread that's doubled up. I have a sleeping bag that I found for $15. I've got an extra blanket that I did buy because I decided it was a little too cold, and it's been great. And then I have a couple fleece throws on top of it. And that has been enough to keep me warm throughout the night on all but the harshest of nights. For heating, I have used a Mr. Buddy heater, which I realize is a little bit controversial because it uses propane. But having slept in this tin can, I'm able to tell you that it has some air leaks and that. And the way I did it is I did it for just 10 minutes. I always would time it on my iPhone, and then that would take the chill out of the air, and then I'd turn it off and climb into bed all nice and warm. And then when I woke up in the middle of the night, which is not unusual for a lady of my age, I'd turn it on again for another 10 minutes, and that would do me until morning. I found it to be a very successful way of dealing with the coldness that happened here last week. Also, for climate control, I bought a roll of Reflectix. A single roll was more than enough to cover both of the back windows and the front area that had ventilation holes in it. And I was completely private. I tested it out by turning on my little Lucy light in here and going outside and seeing that you couldn't see in. And that made me feel very good and safe. For hygiene, I've been using a combination of the wet wipes or diaper wipes. I've been using them to keep clean. I've also been using water and vinegar in a spray bottle to spray down my dishes after I wipe them down with a paper towel to keep them clean. And then there are plenty of showers in town that you can go to where I've gone when I've needed to wash my hair and that. Being able to get up and use the bathroom has been very easy. Having it right here in the vehicle with me hasn't smelled at all because I've been using pine pellet bedding for my bathroom, and that has covered all the smells, and it's made it very easy with the public dump to take care of it and all the rest of my trash. I'm also very glad to have the jet boil my son gave me. I use this every morning. I heat up my water, and my water provides me, hot water is poured onto my instant oatmeal, and it makes my tea. And every morning and every evening, I'm able to use that. Around the campfires we had, I was able to put cans of Progresso soup and chili and even ravioli that I splurged on. And you know, something about cooking on a campfire makes even a can of Chef Boyardee ravioli taste pretty good. And then I've had my iPad with me and my iPhone, and I've been able to keep up on all the things that I care about. And I found that with just having a simple chair to sit in and my iPad, I'm very well entertained. That and a book I picked up from the library on their book sale.
All right, so guys, I'm sure by now you guys can see how super cool this was, that she came out here and did this lifestyle, and for 14 days, that's pretty successful. So when you left, was there anything that you were worried about?
I was kind of concerned that I would be able to do it. I wasn't sure. I do camp, but I thought this is kind of the start of a new life for me now that I'm retired. And I was kind of like, am I going to be able to have the right spirit to get it done?
Do you feel like you had any hesitancy? Like, did you feel like, what if I get scared at night? What if I don't find my tribe? Was there any of the security worries?
No, not really, because I knew from being on Facebook that the butterfly tribe I was camping with, and it turns out there's like 100 women camping out there. There's 30 women around the campfire each night.
Nice.
And I have no fear of doing that. I was a little concerned the first night doing it at just a regular truck stop, but that was no problem either. And I felt like once I got through that I'd kind of crossed the Rubicon.
Did you have to purchase a separate insurance when you rented this?
No, I didn't. I called up my insurance just to make sure and found out that I only had a $25 more deductible than the insurance they were trying to sell, and my insurance would cover it fully. And I let her say that on the speakerphone in front of the gal, and then I rented it without insurance.
Nice. I think a lot of people tend to opt into the insurance because they don't know. So that was good that you checked with your insurance company. Mm-hmm. So did you ever think, like even a year ago, 2 years ago, that you would be sitting out in the desert in a rented U-Haul and living this life?
Well, actually, I've been watching Bob Wells for about 3 years now. Bob and all sorts of other people, yourself included. And I have kind of dreamed of this, but thought, am I going to be really able to do it? And I feel like now I've got my confidence to go home and fix up my own van and do it.
I think there's a lot of women in our age group and up. I feel like they're finding this amazing sense of freedom and independence and joy doing this, and the people that they meet up with. Because when people talk to me about quartzsite, like, what's quartzsite? It is gravel. It's gravel and bushes. It's not, it's the people. And
yes.
I feel like as we get older and we make those connections with other people doing this, I feel like it's just a humongous amount of joy.
I think so too. It's really surprised me that the one thing I really thought I would miss would be my electricity. I've already bought a Blue Eddy. I don't have any electricity.
Oh.
I'm doing all this on a Lucy light, and I go to the library for electricity, or I go to the beauty shop to charge my phone. And that because I wasn't able to bring it on the plane. And the fact that I can do it without that tells me I can do most anything.
What did you buy then? For your power needs?
A Blue Eddy, like Bob recommended.
Yeah.
And I bought that from Amazon during the sale. And I've got a 200-watt charger, and and portable charger.
Uh-huh.
And so I already have that.
Nice.
And got that even before the vehicle.
Nice.
And
well, if you get the vehicle and you need the Charger 1 or Charger 2 now installed, swing by my shop. I'd be happy to throw that in for you.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to plan on it.
Yeah.
And
just come in. You can stay overnight, and
that sounds great.
Yeah, this is
that
so
sounds
cool.
great.
I just love this. So
it has been a great way to prove to myself that, yeah, I can make the investment and it won't be something I'm regretting 2 weeks later.
And it's okay to make it nicer than this, and it's okay to just carry on with this. It's like it's like there's so many options in van life.
As a nurse yourself, you know that I've never seen a person die saying, "Oh, I have such a nice big house."
Yeah. That is true.
I've always seen it be about relationships and what they did and talking about where they went.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to end my life, is with memories.
I love that. Yeah. Well, I feel like it's the best thing you can do is to go out, even when you get your new van, take some trips out, and before you do anything permanent except a charger, I just feel like this is the best way possible to test the water, find out what you can do, find out that comfort zone. And when you know your comfort zone, if every time out you just take one step further away from your comfort zone, before you know it, it's like there's going to be no limits. So I love this.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for sharing with us. I hope if you ever need anything that you reach out. I wish you the best of luck on this.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for being one of those women out there who are showing the world that we can do it as women. We can do these things, these adventures of going out and seeing the world. And we can do it on our own. As a single woman, I don't have fears of going out to the world and seeing the national parks. I rather have excitement.
Right. Well, thank you so much for doing the tour and sharing your story with us. If people want to connect with you, do you have a way of people following along on your journey?
I have just made a YouTube channel, Marina Makes Memories, and that's Marena, Marina Makes Memories. And I'm going to be starting my own channel.
Oh my goodness. Coming out of retirement. So we'll leave the link in the description below so people can go subscribe and your vlog when you do your build.
Yes.
When you buy your van. So follow Marina on her adventures. That's going to be so cool.
Well, thank you so much. You're so encouraging.
Oh, man, I love it. I love the community that you meet while you're doing it. It's a little bit of work, but it is fun.
Yes, it has definitely been a fun journey so far.
Oh. Guys, thanks for following along. We'll see you guys on the next video.